Good evening. Talk much, Mike. Good evening, everybody. This is Mike, KO4PDI, the ham fun guy. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. My new tower, the repair I did, the cost that was involved. I'm going to start out with some interesting stuff. Let me just get my phone on the screen. Yeah, what was that noise? Did somebody join the Zoom call? Yeah, we got hey, we got TJ on here. TJ, I'm going to add you in right now. There you go. I'll add you into the Zoom call. And as soon as you get your TV going there, we'll be on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some pictures of my tower.
Wow.
What was that? Say something, TJ. I don't hear you. Wait a minute. That's my fault. No, it's not. I got it turned on.
Wow.
I hear somebody saying something. Sounds like somebody saying ciao.
Wow.
What is that? What am I hearing? TJ, is that you? Hold on, let me mute you. I'll get you to unmute in a second, TJ. Sit tight. So anyway, what we're going to talk about today is some of the things that I did with the tower. Some of you know this saga. I got to see if it's on the screen. Yeah, it's there. Okay. So I can switch to this view. And let me just adjust this. Oh, wait, you can't see that in the Zoom call. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do what I wanted to do. Oh, well. I'll tell you about it anyway. TJ, are you still there? I'm going to unmute you. You are muted right now, TJ. No, you're not. Say something.
How about now?
That's it. Now I got you.
All right, I'm putting it through my headset, make it a little bit easier on everyone.
Okay, sounds good. I'm using my, hey, my buddy Roger just came into the chat. There you can see his little text right there. I'm going to adjust that chat so it's not over my face. We'll put it up there. There we go. Roger's here. Good to hear you, Roger. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope things are good. Summit of Mount Dora. He's in Mount Dora, Florida. All right. So, as some of you know, TJ was there when the original issue happened.
Yes.
As we were raising the tower, it hooked onto the ladder that I was using for support. And as a result, that ladder, as soon as it came off the ground, swung over to the right, completely bent the base. And I almost shit myself at that moment. And TJ calmed me down. And between me and TJ, we figured out a way to get it straight so we could raise that tower back up. And we did. Hey, Andy. Andy Crowley came to the game, too. Good to see you, Andy. So we got the tower back up. But the issue was, in the process, we weakened the base. All right. So me, of course, not willing to leave well enough alone, I decided I wanted to put a beautiful snowflake up on the tower, a LED snowflake for Christmas with all my Christmas decorations. As I'm lowering the tower, I'm looking at that base. I'm going, this don't look good. This don't look good. I don't think it can handle it. And sure enough, it bent it again. At that point, I had to call a guy. He came out with a jack, and we braced it against the concrete house, and we straightened it back up. However, in the process, it tore a hole in one of the vertical posts. So what do you do? What do you do with that, right? Well, what we did was, I wonder, is there a way I can share this on Zoom? I have an image of the new base going on. But anyway, if you go on any website that sells a Room 24 tower, a Room 25 tower, hold on, I got to lower the volume on that radio. That's my GMRS radio that I use for Aries. That's storm spotting and stuff like that. Anyway, so what happened was the tower base, I had to replace it with what I should have put in the beginning. And this is why I'm telling you this story. It's about a $500 plate that is supposed to be put into the concrete with J-bolts. Well, the concrete's already there. What do? My good friend Tim, W83QCV, if any of you know him from Flagler Beach, Florida, he said, why don't you take that new plate, drill holes in it where the existing pipes are, have a welder weld that to the existing pipes, and then put in the concrete anchors, because I didn't think the concrete anchors were going to be good enough. So I got a welder and I talked to him, and he said he could do it. It cost me about $700, 800 if you count the time he came and straightened out the base, and so you're talking we're up to $800, and then I had to pay $500 for the plate. Well, in the process, that was going to be the thing that worked. And Monday of this week, he did that. And Tuesday, I was able to raise and lower the tower twice on my own with no problems and adjust the antennas. So what I did was, TJ, remember how the Wemo antennas were mounted in the middle?
Yeah.
I moved them and mount them on the end now.
You moved them both to that left side?
No. I got rid of the big one. And,
okay.
And I'm just using, let me see, if we switch to OBS virtual camera, first let me change this screen, because if I don't change, see, I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch and X right now too, and the Zoom call, so it gets a little mixed up, but what I'm going to try to do is switch this to my solo cam, which I don't appear there right now. So if you're watching on there, we're going to go to OBS virtual background, and let's see if this works. Yes, it does. So now my solo camera should come back because I don't have it going to. Hold on. Sit tight, everybody. We're coming. That's the radio. That's my overall camera. I'll just leave it on that for now. But I can also add to this screen now. I can go here, and I can show you. Yeah, you can see the right. You can still hear me, right, TJ?
Yeah, I can still hear you. All I see is the geochrome page.
That's what you should see.
All right.
I'm going to show you my iPhone now. Here we go. Okay, so there's the base. This is now, imagine, this is a tilt-over base. The plate that you see them working on there, that is the bottom plate. And you can see the pipes of the existing tubes. We cut them off at the ground, and the pipes are sticking up through that plate. See that? So what he did was he welded those pipes to the plate. So those are welded to the plate, but he also put in 6 concrete anchors. You see the screws coming up through the plate?
Yeah, so, I think I see them there.
In this picture, you could see in the center, the piece we cut away, that's upside down. The hinges are in the grass. And the plate that's going to go on the bottom of the tower with the 2 bolts for the hinge, that's on the left. You see that? So that plate gets screwed onto the existing one.
I like the hinge assembly a lot more than the prior one.
Oh yeah. This isn't going anywhere. This thing is great like this. So you can see here he's tightening up with an impact wrench, an impact hammer. He's tightening up the 6 bolts. There's 3 on each side, which came in really handy when it came to grounding this whole thing. Because I have, you can't really see it clearly, but just below the tower on the left side, you see that's a number 4 copper ground wire. And on the left, you see one sticking up. That's also a number 4 bare copper ground wire. And he's actually kneeling on the 3rd one. And those go 8 feet away from the base, and they have an 8-foot ground rod connected to them. If you ever work on a tower, for every leg of the tower, you have to have its own ground rod. All right? So this is a good example of how you're supposed to correctly ground a tower like this. So here he is welding it on to the pipes that are existing. Now, closest to him is the pipe that the connector was on to hold the tower. Remember? We had to put a pin in. Well, That he cut it. He welded it, and then he cut it flush to the bottom plate. Long story short, the reason I'm telling you guys all this is, let me go back to my other camera. Oh, wrong camera. Hold on. There it is. So the reason I'm telling you guys all this is you have to, don't go cheap. Don't go cheap when you're doing your tower. The original piece that I buried in the concrete was like $150 on eBay. I thought it was a Roan base. I found out later this was not Roan. This was some third-party knockoff. I believe Roan does make one like that, but believe me, this was not the way to go. If you're going to have a big tower, and it's not going to be guide, the most important thing is how it's anchored in the ground. And you have to have a good anchoring system. Otherwise, what happened to me is going to happen to you. So go cheap if you want, but I'm telling you, spend the $500, get this plate, use J-bolts when you pour your concrete to hold it in. They hook up to the rebar cage that they build underneath the tower. So you need that. That's the best way to go. Now that I got this working like this, he said to me, he goes, you could hit this with a car. It's not going anywhere. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing about it. So that was my plight. That was my issues that I had. And how about you guys? You ever run into trouble? You save money. You get cheap, and you think, oh well, this will work. No, it won't. Thanks, Andy. Boy, Andy, this is twice today you've been on my stream. Thank you very much. I did a RS-44 pass a little while ago, and I got 4 contacts on it.
There you go.
How you doing with passes and stuff, TJ? You get on any more passes?
I haven't really done a whole lot recently. I've been kind of taking a break. However, I mean, my daughter and I just recently started playing around with slow scan again off the ISS.
Right.
And my daughter did so well. Don't know if it's going to be easy to see. I'll shoot it over to you real quick.
Okay.
My daughter went and got her own award for slow scan TV off the International Space Station.
Wow. Does she even have a call sign yet?
No, sir, she does not.
Oh, I'm getting messages. That must have been you.
There it is. Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. You should post that in the group.
All right, I will.
Yeah, but you got her name right. Okay, but it didn't have a call sign. Okay.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a call sign required to use the SWL.
Wow. Okay, cool. Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. We did 3. We did 3 slow scans. One I just did by myself. One was me and her, and the other one was just me again. But when it was just me and her, we did 2 different ways of doing the slow scan. I let her use the Go box with the 2-meter Yagi, the big one, and I used what did I use? I used a handheld with my tape measure Yagi.
Nice.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, I got it on there. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can enlarge that and shrink you. And me, I can't. I don't know how to do
Well,
that.
you could have done it from your phone and then zoomed in on your phone and it should have shot it over that way.
No, I actually put it on the computer. By the way, you see the little picture on the bottom right?
Yes.
You know what that is?
Oh, man.
That's my dog sleeping in my recliner.
In your chair.
In my chair. That's like my chair. No, I have guests over. I don't let them sit in that chair. She can sit in the other one, but she insists on sitting in mine. See, she's got her chin resting on the armrest. She's a little stinker.
That chair.
She's a stinker. If I'm not in it, she's in it. That's just the way it is. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it as a sign of affection for me. But yeah, today it was official. She is officially my dog. I have adopted her. I am no longer a foster parent. She's mine. She's staying. Right, Goldie? Want to see something cool? Watch this. She's sitting there. She looks like she's sleeping, right? I have a jar of cashews in my ham shack that I eat, and she loves to have them. So if she hears the jar, watch. She's not coming.
Oh,
the ears popped up. Ooh, yummy cashews. She's full because I gave her a nice big dinner tonight. It turned out she lost a pound since the last time I weighed her. So I said, she's got to eat. Oh, she's stretching her neck. Maybe she's thinking of getting up. Oh, look. The ears are up. She hears it. And believe it or not, that's like 60 feet away from me. That's like 3 rooms away. And she still hears it and knows, Mike's eating cashews. Okay. So, TJ, you know what? Tell us, do you have your antenna that you use for satellites with you?
Let me go grab it real quick.
Go grab your tape measure antenna. I want to show people.
You want me to grab the tape measure Yagi, or do you want me to grab the Cushcraft?
Both of them.
All right, give me 1 second.
Both
I'm
of
grab
them.
Cushcraft.
All right, let's see. Roger's got a comment here in the chat. Let's go over to here. Roger said, RS-44 has been tough for me. Wait, let me get that out of there. Hey, amateur radio with W8CPT. Yes, Don, we are live. We are live, Don. Yeah, so what Roger is saying, RS-44 has been tough for me, but the dual mobile antennas are not good. Yeah, I could have told you that, Roger. Seems like recent RS-44 not as strong on my stationary antennas as before. Well, Roger, I can agree with you. There is an issue. I was having trouble with it myself when I was trying to get it. Yes, I'm live, Don, by the way. I was having trouble with it before I redid the antennas, and now I'm doing fine. It's working really good. As a matter of fact, I had the RS-44 down to 7 degrees today, and it was great. It was absolutely great. So, yeah, it's possible you can get it pretty good. RS-44 is working, but verticals are not the way to go. With the Wemo antennas that I have now, I think I showed you those. I can go back to the tower zoom camera. Let me put it on the antenna now instead of watching Goldie. All right, so
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. All right. So as you can see here, this is the. I'm not showing it yet. Hold on. I got to change cameras all the time to get back and forth. Go to OBS virtual camera. Okay. So here you see my antennas, and they are dual Yagis, 2 different Yagi antennas. Oops, that's not what I want to move. Here, move that there. They are, hold on. I got to fix this. Yeah, take that off. I can move that. Let's move that out of the way. Now you can see the antenna's good. And what I can do also is with this Reolink camera system that I have, I can turn the light on because it's now dark out. So you're looking at an infrared picture. Here's with the light on it. Now you can see that they're X quads. Wemos wobble, but they don't fall down.
That's funny.
That's cute. Okay, so anyway, so there you have it. Those are the Wemo. Oh, what do we got here? Well, now what did I do? Oh, I didn't change this. Back to my camera. Wrong camera. Yeah, I need some way of controlling this whole setup with Zoom. Anyway, you can see the way they work. They're X-quads, so they're circularly polarized, which means on satellites like RS-44, they help because RS-44 is very high in the air. So that it's about 900 miles up. So it has a big footprint, but it also makes it a little harder to contact. So you see lots of TJs. Yeah, you did there for a second, Don. So anyway, what that does is because it's circularly polarized, as the satellite tumbles, it stays polarized the correct way with the satellite. However, with RS-44, and I've said this a million times, picture this remote control as RS-44, or the rocket that took RS-40. RS-44 is sitting here on top of the rocket. Well, normally that would disengage, and the satellite would float through space on its own and tumble around and change polarity, blah, blah, blah. In this case, the booster never separated from the satellite. So if the satellite's here and this thing's twirling around like this, all different directions, right? If this booster comes between you and the satellite, you're going to lose the signal. There's no way around it. So remember that with RS-44, there's going to be times when no matter what you have for an antenna, you're going to lose it because of the fact as it rolls around. It's not a fast roll, it's a slow roll, but you'll see every now and then, you'll just watch. You watch your waterfall on the radio, you'll see a million signals going, and then all of a sudden everything disappears. Nothing broke, you're okay, your antenna's fine. What it is the booster is in the way of you and the satellite. So that's RS-44. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you got to learn how to do these satellites. I'll bring up some more in a second. For instance, SO50. Oh, what do we got here? Roger says, I have made a few RS-44 contacts with these same antennas. Time to set up my portable satellite with the Alaskan Arrow. Yeah, what we used on field day. Yeah, use that. He's got a 5500 rotor, but he has the Arrow Alaskan, which is a dual band antenna. It's like the Arrow 2, but it's much longer. It's probably about 6 feet long. And the center bar breaks into 3 pieces. That's how big it is. So nice. The Arrow 2 only has 2 pieces. But go ahead, TJ, you got something you want to show us? TJ,
yeah, I got both of those.
What I like about TJ is really excited and enthusiastic about ham radio. And he's going to town with, he's liking satellites. So show us first the tape measure antenna that you built.
So the tape measure Yagi.
Right?
This isn't folded. So full extension can be hard to really do it justice. Hang on, let me get up.
Yeah, you can back up a little bit because we can still hear you good.
Yeah, I got a headset on. You'll be able to hear me fine.
So check this out, folks. A 3-element Yagi on PVC made with a tape measure. And it worked. You made contacts with that.
Yes.
That's pretty good, pretty impressive.
And I've done SST with it as well.
Nice.
And believe it or not a single thing was soldered on the only joint that requires soldering. Not a single thing was soldered on there.
Wow.
And
very nice.
To make it even weirder, I used an SMA cable from an old decommissioned antenna.
See, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars like I do. You don't have to spend your children's inheritance like I do to get good stuff. You could just build something like that. I mean, really, what do you think that cost you total, that whole thing?
About $30.
It was that much?
Yeah.
Wow.
The most expensive part was the PVC. Because I didn't have any laying around. I had the tape measure, I had the clamps, I had the wire.
Right.
I had all the tape.
So basically what you did, now each element on the left and right side of the antenna, is that one piece connected?
On this one, yes, and on the uppermost, yes. On the middle, they are not connected.
Okay, that's the driven element?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they're separated. So you're holding the tape measure on with the hose clamps.
Yep.
And you just tuck it into the hole in the T there just to keep it safe while you're traveling. And then when you're ready to deploy, you just pull that out on both sides. That's a cool thing. All right, so here's the big question. How long is each element? And where did you get the design for this?
I don't remember the length on the elements. They are progressively smaller per the schematic, and I forgot where I looked up the way to do it, but I did set it for, I think I set this originally for the ISS, and I typed that into a Yagi calculator to give me the length of each element and the length of the driven elements separated.
And you can get 70 You can get 70 and 2 meters on that.
I can hear 70. I've transmitted with 70. It's not the best, but I've transmitted with it.
Okay. All right.
I do have 70 centimeter antennas now as well.
Okay. Now, Tim was telling me he gave you that Cushcraft one you were showing me the other day. Tim told me about that. This is his other antenna, folks. This is pretty cool, too.
So this is the Cushcraft 2 meter. Came with its own wild gamma match.
Okay.
Oh, God, I'm hitting everything with this.
Oh,
It's a 31 antenna.
it's pretty big, right?
Yeah. The gamma match is odd on this thing. It's just a regular SO2 PL259.
Right.
And it screws in from one side up over to the other. And then there's another spot for you to run your transmission line to.
Yeah, show us that. You showed me that the other day. We looked at it. Show the folks at home. That's too bad. If you had a little light on it coming from about a camera area, there it is. Yeah, so you can see it. You can see the two pieces that loop between them with the SO2. It's an SO239 to hook up your PL239. Yeah, 259. Wonderful. And what have you done with that one?
I've done slow scanner. I've done confirms on a confirmation on PO101. I've done SO50. I was able to get into SO50. I wasn't able to get anything off of it. For some reason, I've gotten contacts off the ISS before with it as well.
By the way, Don is saying 70 centimeter only. No. Oh, he's echoing, huh? I think I know why he's echoing. Thanks for that. You know who told me about that issue? Ziggy told me about that. Why you echo, I don't know. Let me just check that out on my...
I've got a headset with a microphone on now, so they should never use my echo on my part.
Thanks for that. You know who told me about that issue? Ziggy told me about that. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I hear reverb now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I turn off my speakers and put my headphones on.
We both have headphones on. Ooh.
Yeah, I can't hear you in my headphones the way it's hooked up. All right, we're just gonna have
you would have to port it over to
wait.
output via headset.
I have another microphone on that's picking you up. How about now? Is it happening again? Say something. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Marco Polo 73. Everyone, what's up?
Is he still echoing? Headphones the way it's hooked. All right, hold on. I got to check the audio on the actual YouTube feed. Let me hear it when you say counting. All right, on the YouTube feed, I just got up and turned down the volume. Nope, you're still echoing. Yeah, you're still echoing. I don't know why. How do I get that fixed? Sheesh. It's better, though. Don says it's better. Okay. Well, I'll trust you, Don. We'll just live with it for now, the way it is. I got to figure out what that's all about. K6EGG just went live talking about the California fires. He lives pretty close to where that's happening. Have you ever watched Greg, K6EGG? He's the guy I'll ask about the echo on the Zoom call. He'll be the one to know how to fix that. He's an audio engineer for TV, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he knows. He's the guy that told me how to hook up my microphone to the radio and the computer at the same time.
Nice.
Oh, Don's telling me he's in the waiting room. Let's bring him on. All right, Don. We're going to admit you, Don. Here you go. You'll probably echo too. All right, as soon as he gets on here, we'll see him. There he is, Captain Don, W8CPT. You guys know I always talk about Captain Don. You want to do portable satellites? Captain Don's the guy to turn to. This guy, he's got me hooked up with my Art Retrievus radio, hooked up. Don, you're in the waiting. You're on the screen now. I got you on. So we got to unmute you. And we almost had a picture there. Hey, there he is.
All right. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing good. How are you? You know, I hear you guys perfect, but from what I understand, people on the YouTube are hearing an echo or like a reverb. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I got it going on this other one, but it's going to... I don't know if I'm echoing or not. Let me see if I can hear it.
Yeah, you're echoing too, Don. I don't know what it is. What? It's not your fault, though. It's on my end. It's definitely on my end. I got to figure out what's going on with the audio. One of you guys say something.
Yeah. I was looking, and I was listening on my YouTube. Yeah, I'm echoing a little bit too. Wow, this green screen's terrible today.
Yeah, your green screen?
Yeah.
Do you have a green? Oh, you're in your truck. Okay. Don does a lot of stuff portable. And when I say portable, I mean he's in a vehicle right now. But he goes out and does satellites with handheld, just like TJ likes to do. You two guys really, really hit it off because TJ is so excited because he's a new ham and he's really into satellites and doing portable stuff. And Don, his daughter got an award for the SSTV on the ISS.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess you really don't need a ham license to do it. You could do it just listening on the radio.
Yeah, you don't need a license to listen, so.
No, you could use like an SDR or something like that to use it, and that would have worked great.
I tried an SDR on my laptop one of those nights, and it came in so bad. I could not. Like, I got it. I got the recording of the sound, but I got such poor quality out of it. I don't know why and what caused it, so I got to figure out where I went wrong on that.
All right. Don, you got all 12 images on that last experiment, didn't you?
Yeah. It took me about a week because they had some downtime, and then they were actually sending the same images every night. So after about the fourth night, I realized the last good pass of the night, I would get a new picture. So I probably could have just skipped all of them and just did the last pass, and I would have got a new picture every night. But yeah, it took me about a week.
Yeah, I didn't get all of them, but I did get 2 certificates because I had submitted a bunch and applied for the certificate, which I was able to get it. And then I got more after that. So I sent them again, and they gave me a second certificate. I was like, oh, okay, I'll take 2. It's all right. They say the same thing, but I never got all 12. I never got all of them. I just got some of them.
Yeah, that's weird that you got 2.
Yeah, I was
playing with my settings here.
Okay, that's good. It's not your fault, the echo. It's something between Zoom and OBS that's sending the sound back.
I was just trying to get rid of that green screen because it was making me fade in and out.
I wonder if your sound is coming into my mic. If I turn off.
Are you monitoring us? Can you hear us on your computer? Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
So what do you think? I plug a headphone set into my computer? I turn off the speakers?
So the Zoom call is putting my voice up and you're hearing me. Yeah, you'd almost have to have headphones on right now.
All right.
You can go to the audio section on the bottom of Zoom and port your Zoom audio separately.
I'm just looking if my speaker's got a headphone jack. They don't. So you're saying go to the audio on Zoom?
Yeah, like on my screen.
Yeah.
When I hover my mouse, there's an audio and a video on the bottom left. I could click the up arrow, and then I could select a microphone and a speaker separately for Zoom.
Actually, that's what I have. I have virtual cables between Zoom and OBS. I have an A cable set as the mic, so that sends your sound into OBS.
Yeah.
And then OBS sound comes back out on cable B and goes to the speaker for Zoom, so you can hear me through my OBS. And the video you're seeing of me comes through OBS. So, yeah, this is...
Well, what's weird is, like, right now, obviously, I'm hearing you.
Right.
When I talk, for some reason, yours isn't canceling out when we talk. It's probably picking us up for some reason.
Right. I'm using a lapel mic right now. Somebody just put a note in here. It says, OBS audio mixer. You should be able to see audio doubled. I mute the desktop audio there. All right. If I mute the desktop audio, all right, say something, TJ. Yeah, I don't hear them. When I mute the desktop audio, I don't hear them. And same with you, Don. I won't hear you either. I just see my voice going out on the mic auxiliary. So, all right, I put you back.
Now,
So
one
you-
thing I am noticing, it's only whenever you talk, Mike, there's a modulation at the front and the back of your voice the entire time you talk. Not when Captain Don's talking. His is perfectly clear, no weird sound to it or anything. But to yours, I do hear some sort of like a modulation, rattly sound to your voice when you talk.
It's all those drugs I did when I was a teen.
That explains it all.
I'm an old fart now. All right. Well, I'll have to come up with a better way to do this next week, or we won't use Zoom. Now I'm starting to understand why KM9G TO told me he doesn't use Zoom. He just uses what is it, StreamYard, and that's all he uses. But okay, yeah. Well, all right. Roger's saying that he got that too because he was watching on YouTube, and he also clicked on the link to come into the Zoom meeting. So he was hearing audio from two sources, but that shouldn't be. There's got to be a way to do it simple enough. I got to get in touch with some people that know more than I do that are on a bit higher pay scale. But I might even talk to Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, because he uses Zoom also sometimes. So yeah, I might check with him too. In the meantime, let's see, is Greg still? Greg's still streaming live. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Greg K6EGG. This is him right here. He's on 70 centimeters. Papa Pleasant 22. That must be the repeater he's on. Can you guys see that? You can see it on the. Can't see it on Zoom because I have the wrong camera chosen.
I can't see it on YouTube either unless it's delayed.
It's delayed. All right, I just switched it on Zoom call. I put the right screen on.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So yeah, you're not going to hear him, but he's streaming live, special live, 1/8/25 ham radio, California fire and wind reporting. So he's in Chino, California. So he might actually be seeing where these storms are, the firestorms are, and yeah, that's probably what he's doing. But yeah, he's Greg's a good guy. Greg is an audio engineer for TV, and he's helped me out a lot with getting started on this. He was actually, believe it or not, he was the first person I saw doing ham radio live on YouTube. Nobody else was doing it live. Everybody was making movies, Mike K at MRD does his Parks on the Air all the time. And you got Jason and Ham Radio Crash Course and those guys that do like a set show every week. You got Coffee and Ham Radios. You got, who else? Who else do you see? There's a bunch of guys that do YouTube. But I was the first one that I know of to stream live satellite contacts. I don't believe anybody else did that live. Don came along. Don does it portable. He streams live satellite contacts. TJ's trying to do that too, and I appreciate that, TJ. It's nice to see somebody else in the marketplace doing this. So yeah, that's really good. Let me go back to my Zoom call screen so people on YouTube see what I'm looking at now. All right.
Mike, did you hear about that? About that guy that messed up with the emergency management thing?
Yes,
during those
that's right. You
wildfires?
said you wanted to talk about that. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me what you think, because I know the whole story. I've watched Jason Ham Radio 2.0 did a story on it, and so did Josh KI6NAZ Ham Radio Crash Course. He did it. But go ahead, because I knew about this guy last year. He got threatened with a fine last year. And they finally came to a conclusion. He ended up having to pay $35,000. So go ahead.
So yeah, so in 2021 there was a big wildfire. I'm not 100% sure where. In Idaho, by Elk River, Idaho, there was a huge fire in 2021. Well, during that time, this guy was trying to redirect the firefighters and the helicopters and the aircraft to try to extinguish these flames, and he kept interfering. He did it anywhere between 6 and 8 times. Anyhow, he got busted, and it led to, as you know, all these court, the hearings and the FCC communications and whatever. and he got led all the way up to a $34,000 fine. Well, upon reading, I found out, I read more into it. I found out that he's like, hey, I can't afford this. I can't afford $34,000. He submitted his pay stubs. He submitted his rent, his electric, his water, all of his bills over. And they're like, you know what? You're right. You can't afford it. And so he put a motion in for a lower amount on the fine. The Federal Communications Commission said, sorry, we're not doing that. The fine is $34,000. So now this guy is stuck paying $34,000, and if he doesn't, he's probably going to go to jail or prison for a while. But that shows the importance of why we have ARES and RACES, and we don't interfere with emergency management people. We are if you're not properly trained and you're not part of those official channels, it's not your job. Don't touch it.
Well, here's what some people think. Oh, it was an emergency. Anybody can use a radio in an emergency. No, you can't.
Nope.
If it's the only thing you have left, you are in the middle of a mountain, and some guy with you had a ham license and has a radio, and he falls off a cliff and breaks a leg, and you got no cell service, no nothing, yes, you can pick that radio up and call for help. You can do that. However, if it's this guy, what he was doing, he was trying to direct the planes that were coming in to dump retardant on the fire. He was trying to tell them where to go. And he did it 7 times. It wasn't one time. It was 7 times over a period of 2 days. He did this. I think it was 2 or 3 days maybe. And he thought he was being, Mr. Hero. Well, if you want to be Mr. Hero, go become a firefighter or go become a cop. And then you can use those radios to contact the bombers that are bringing in the water and do it. But you cannot interfere with an emergency situation like that. Josh did a great job on Ham Radio Crash Course explaining this. Yes, in an emergency, anybody can use a radio. But what gets me is there's so many of these preppers out there. They go out and they buy a $29 Baofeng on Amazon, and they never turn it on. They just have it in a box in case of emergency. When the emergency comes, they're not going to have a clue how to use it.
Yep.
Right? So what I say to these people, it's so damn cheap. It's $35. If you get a tech license at $35, it's free to upgrade. So if you get a general later on, you don't have to pay again. You just pay one time. And that license is good for 10 years. Get your license. It's easy. The tech test is a piece of cake. If you graduated high school, you can pass the tech test. I mean, am I right or am I right?
Well, my daughter was 9 and she's studying for her technician course.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you're familiar with James Lee, he's No Limb Jim is his YouTube channel. He lost his fingers and he lost his legs below the knee. He's got 4 kids. All 4 of his kids had their extra license before they were 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now 2 of his kids are on accelerated master's degree programs at Embry-Riddle, full scholarship on both. One of his daughters has already graduated and moved on. And the other daughter is going to be doing the same thing. And they're all involved. Jim was a cameraman for, what's his name? Cantori. Is it Jim Cantori?
Jim Cantori through the
hurricane guy. That everybody says when he shows up, you better evacuate because he's there for the Weather Channel. So that's what Jim used to do as a storm spotter. And he taught his kids how to do it. And it's fantastic that they did it. It's amazing that they all 4 kids. They all got 3 daughters and a son, and they're all doing great. One of the daughters graduated Embry-Riddle at 17 years old, so she graduated high school and college by the time she was 17. I mean, I didn't even have a car yet.
Is she the one that we're going to see on the ISS eventually?
Yes, that's Hope. Hope is a panic. She's a smart kid. I went to the symposium at Kennedy Space Center with ARISS this year. It was in March. And Hope was there talking to billionaires, explaining to them how they're going to do radio on the moon with no atmosphere. It was really cool to watch her do that. It was really amazing to watch. But she was holding court, man. She's already simulated a Mars mission by going out to the deserts of Utah and living in a controlled environment. Every time they left, they had to wear a spacesuit with a helmet and everything to give them air. And she did all that stuff. I'm telling you, she's going to be, I told her, she wants to originate the first ham radio signal from the surface of the moon. And her further ambitions after that are to do it from Mars. So she wants to land on the moon and she wants to land on Mars. And I'm like, okay, you better be friends with Elon because he's building the rockets to go to Mars. So that'll be pretty awesome if she was able to pull that off.
Yeah, she needs to put a repeater on the moon so we can talk on it.
Oh, this guy Brian Solo is saying in the chat, I've been live streaming some radio nets on Kick. I'm not familiar with Kick. But Brian, send me an email, give me your contact information, and we'll talk. Maybe you can teach me a few things. I'm new to this streaming. I've only been doing it for about a year where I'm actually getting serious about it. So the Zoom call, I like using Zoom because it's easier to give people a link and they just click on it and they're in. You don't have to go and do anything fancy. But it has its drawbacks, and I'm obviously doing something wrong. That's why your voices are sounding weird to everybody that's watching on YouTube and everywhere else. And I'm sorry about that because you don't sound weird to me here. You're saying that my voice has it changes, TJ?
Yeah, it's got like some like modulation or some crackling to it. It's really weird, but it's only you. When Captain Don talks, nothing happens.
I wonder if it's the hair touching my microphone under my shirt.
It sounds like something electronic. Great, he's getting a hairy mic.
How does that sound? Is it still doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that wasn't it then.
Yeah, it's almost like there's some interference or something, and at the end of your whatever you say, it kind of goes.
Maybe he needs to talk through an RF choke.
There you go.
It wouldn't surprise me. Ever since I redid my ham shack, my 7300 keeps disconnecting from WSJTX. I have put toroids out my butt, and I still can't get it to stop. And I mean, I got Ziggy was looking on how he can possibly choke this out with putting toroids on a USB cable, and then I put toroids on the power wires, and I put toroids on both ends of the USB, toroids on the antenna. I disconnected I had two antennas going to that radio. I just put one going to it.
So are you just clipping them on, or are you doing the loop thing?
Oh, I did the loop thing. It's
okay.
43 mix with 10 winds around it on a USB cable, and it's still doing it. So
okay, there's you might be able to buy an inline RF choke or an RF filter that might get rid of that connection issue between WSJTX and 7300.
Well, I think it has something to do with the cable. If you look at my if I switched my other camera, which was the overall camera? That's the OBS.
Does your
this camera here was flickering, and now it's not flickering. That's good.
Does your transmission line run along that USB cable?
You mean my antenna, my coax?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a shitload of wires back there. They're all next to each other.
Maybe there's some sort of interference across that USB, because I can key up a mic on one of my radios on 70 centimeter, and it makes my whole computer screen go absolutely crazy.
Oh, you want to laugh? I got my HT right here.
Here we go again.
Were you on with me the other night when I had it like this and I keyed the mic and everything shut off? It was like I hit sleep on the computer. It turns out, now obviously it's shut off right now because I don't want to take a chance of doing it again. But yeah, I just keyed the mic on that and everything went black. And I went, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, my computer shut down, everything. And I'm like, oh my God. And you know, the funny thing is I have everything grounded. I have all my lightning protection outside is grounded to the house ground, so there's no difference in ground potential. And I have a bar that comes from my electric panel into my ham shack. That's where the ground gets to outside. And then outside, it's bridged with all the other ground rods. They're all bridged together. And then I hooked up a ground wire from that ground bar to the radio to see if that would clear it up, and that didn't clear it up. So I don't know what's going on, but you know what? My tower's up and I could do satellite passes. I don't care. I'll do that instead of FT8. What can I tell you? Although I did try Don. I've been trying FT4 to satellites. And I'm hearing, like I did it on RS-44 today, and I can hear like a little, when I hear the FT4 on the frequency, but my JTX is not decoding. It's on the right sound cards.
Well, you kind of got to have people that are doing it too. How many people are actually doing it?
Well, from what I understand, there's a few people doing WSJTX to satellites. Oh, we got something in the chat here. Let's see. Why is this bouncing around? Oh, TJ sending me a private message. You could have just told me, TJ. That's all right.
I didn't want to interrupt you, man.
No, that's okay. If you got to go, you got to go. Have a good night.
Right,
Thanks for coming by.
Hey, thank you for having me, bro.
No
Take
problem.
it easy, DJ.
Later,
Yeah.
guys. 7-3.
73. You take care, man. Good talking to you.
All right, later.
So anyway, Don, what's next on your agenda? That other satellite you're trying to get? I don't have a good pass coming up for a while.
Yeah, the Vizard. How did you say it? Because you said it right.
Vizard.
The M. The M word.
Oh,
I'm bad with it. Vizard.
Mateo. Mateo.
Mateo.
METEO. Yeah.
Yeah, I think from today, starting today through the 10th, I think they're going to be sending images that kids drew, Christmas images. So
that's
I guess
cool.
these are Russian satellites. There's quite a few.
Right. RS-38S is the other name for this satellite.
Right. And then let me see if I can get in my Facebook because I'm putting everything on my. Well, you could probably pull it up if you go into Amateur Radio WACPT. I posted all the different. Some of them are over with, but there's quite a few Russian satellites that are doing SSTV. So it's pretty neat. I got some. Let me see if I can. Actually, I use this phone here to decode it. Let me see if I can show you some of them. Figure out where it's saved on this phone.
Is it your Captain Don McJr. WHCPT? Is that the web?
On Facebook, it's Amateur Radio at WACPT. Yeah, here's all. Oh yeah, you've seen that. Let me see. This phone is something else. Okay, yeah. So here's. I don't know if we're gonna see it. Where's my camera at?
It's got to adjust to the light. Oh, that's nice.
So that's a kid's drawing from what satellite was this? UTMN-2. So there was that one, and then there's another one from the same satellite.
Nice.
And so it's pretty cool that these, and then I don't think this is a kid drawing, but that was from satellite. I can't read it because it's in Russian, but yeah, I got it. Somehow I got into this Telegram group, and here's UMKA1. That was that was New Year's Day, 2025.
Nice.
So somehow I got into this Telegram group, and it comes through my Telegram in Russian. And when I click on all the links that they put in that group, then it translates once I get to a web page, and it tells me all the different satellites that are doing SSTV. So I try to share them on my Facebook page, Amateur Radio with WACPT, and I know a couple of people have seen them there. And there was one that was called Arctic something, and it's not in the caps.
Really?
I can't find it anywhere in the caps, so I don't know why it isn't in there. But yeah, that one was the only one I wasn't able to do out of about 4 or 5 that I found doing SSTV.
November 3, X-Ray Uniform Sierra's watching us today. Jean McPhee. Any relation to Catherine? Give her my number. Oh, that was McVie. Was it McVie? Was Catherine McPhee the one that married the old man? I'm like, why can't I find a woman that young that wants to marry me? I don't understand. That writes music and sings. I would love that. I thought she was hot. Actually, the girl I was dating when Catherine McVie was on American Idol looked just like her. Had long brown hair, nice body, and then she got cold feet. She's the only woman I ever knew since I got divorced in 1989 that I would have married. And she got cold feet. And the sad thing is she made so much money at her job, and I made money at my job. Between the two of us, we could have bought a Caribbean island. I mean, when we retired, but she didn't want to, and she got cold feet. So, and then I found out she was cheating with me. So she was cheating on me. So yeah, that was that. We didn't care about that anymore. But anyway, now that you guys all know my personal life, well, at least you know I'm not gay. I like women. You know, they have to. Not to say that I don't like a little kinky stuff every now and then, but no, I'm strictly a woman's man. I'm just a woman. That's all I want is a woman. I don't want to be a woman. I don't want to date a woman. I don't want to date a guy. I just want to date a pretty girl. So anyway, Don, it's been great. We've been on for almost an hour, and I got to get on another live stream in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to wish you well. T.O., was it Temporary Lawfline Ham? That's Steve.
Okay.
KM9G.
Yeah, I think I got it.
He always does the thing with the hat. Yeah.
I'll jump on there. And that'll have nothing to do until like 9:05 is when that satellite's going over. So.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for being here. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Okay. I'm really happy you were here. Take care, Don. And I'll see you later. All right, 73. So Don's leaving. Everybody, listen to me. Have a happy new year, okay? And don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me, all right? Let me see. I can't. Don, you're still there.
Yeah, I know. I got to figure out how to leave. Oh, here we go. All right. See y'all later, 73.
All right. See you. All right. Now it's just me. Okay, boys and girls, with the chat over my face. Oh, that's all right. We don't need that. Guys, be good. Be back here next week. Next week, I have the guy I bought the X Quads from is going to be on. He's designed a phasing. Well, he didn't design it. He's building a phase setup for making a phasing array between antennas. Something you got to do if you're doing EME and stuff like that. So he's going to be my guest next week. And you're more than welcome to join me at 6 p.m. Wednesday. I will be here, all right? So, in the words of a great man I once knew, don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me, all right? On that note, 73, everybody, you take care. I'll see you next week, 6 p.m. Wednesday, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. I'm here. And if you'd like to come on and tell me something, sell me something, show me something, build something, what you're working on, talk about your projects, get on here. If you want to learn about discounts you can get, look in the notes on every video I do, and you can find the links to get great discounts in many, many different things. So on that note, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Thank you for watching, and 73, everybody. Ciao. KO4PDI. I'm clear. On that note, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Thank you for watching. And 73, everybody. Ciao. KO4PDI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.